Indiana Pacers, very early in that game, lost a man who was shooting at a bucket that seemingly was 3 sizes too big. Mm-hmm. A man who was already 9 points down in the first. Very rarely does Tyrese Haliburton come out and just start, hey, we're taking it to the bucket, we're filling it up. He's a fill-out type guy early. Then whenever you need him late is whenever he starts getting hot. He goes 3 for 3. Now we got 9 points. Life is good. We're going to win the NBA title. Pascal Siakam's doing his thing. Nemhard's going crazy. Nesmith's doing his stuff. TJ McConnell's going to do his thing whenever he gets in here. No problems. Obi Toppin, hair looks sweet. Mm-hmm. Hair looked really sweet after the game. He's going to go crazy. And Coach Tricky Ricky Carlisle has got a plan that for one game, the entire season means nothing. It's just about tonight. In one game, the Pacers are going to be NBA. Then Tyrese tears his Achilles, we all assume. Mm-hmm. Saw that thing.
Yeah. Oh, man. It really. So bad. Mm-hmm.
Heartbreaking. I was sick to my stomach.
It was tough.
Felt so bad. Obviously, the immediate reaction, Tyrese knew what was going on, and they've been saying it's an Achilles injury. I think anybody with eyes saw what happened there as the reverb goes up the leg. And it's just a heartbreaker for all of Indianapolis, obviously for Tyrese's family, but I think for sports as a whole, because Game 7 is supposed to be best on best. We lose out on Tyrese Haliburton early with an injury, and I'll be excited to see what all, and by excited I mean eager to see what all injuries were happening, because there was a lot of tweets going out about fake injuries and stuff like that. Unbelievable. Before the Achilles. Him battling through for our team, for our city, we're obviously incredibly grateful for. But then once you see the Tyrese Haliburton situation move on, it's like, okay, now you're playing for Hallie. The boys start playing. Yeah. We have the lead at halftime. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, Tricky Ricky's got to figure it out. And then that second half, Coach Daggs also figured it out. And they ran with it. And they ended up dominating in the second half and winning their first ever title. And now we're going to watch what a parade looks like in Oklahoma City. I assume it is going to be vast. Yeah. I assume it is going to be massive. And they have a lot to celebrate over there, especially what the future looks like. And for our future, I think we still got a lot of dogs on this roster. Tyrese, I mean, if it is torn, the Achilles, which once again, we all assume, we have not been told any information that nobody else has been told. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying if it is torn, I mean, they talk about the comeback for that a long time. So next year, we're going to have a full plan. It was a devastating end for the Pacers season, but still one to be celebrated because how the boys played and how the boys showed up and how they were overlooked, undervalued, and even voted overrated in the entire league. The way they showed up back-to-back years, I'm incredibly proud of that Pacers team. Go run, boys. Oh, yeah. That was a good run, ain't Coach Jenny? Great run. Mm-hmm. Was Tyrese Haliburton going to score 60 points last night? And do we know anything about Tyrese Haliburton's injury at this moment?
Pat, it was actually crazy being at that game because I thought we were going to be in line for one of the best Game 7s potentially ever. I mean, the way that the Pacers fought, and they got off to such a great start. Tyrese Haliburton got off to such a great start, but then he has that fall, and sources tell me that he has been diagnosed with a torn right Achilles. Of course, any Achilles injury that leads to a long period of absence, usually 10 to 12 months. So Tyrese Haliburton, torn right Achilles tendon. And this effort that he had, playing through a calf injury, played through an ankle issue. Clearly there was something going on in that calf, ankle, Achilles area throughout the NBA Finals that he's been playing through, he's been managing, he's been dealing with it. He really wanted to win a championship. He wanted to put his body on the line, and clearly he was willing to sacrifice his body to try to get a championship. And he did in the terms of he's going to be dealing with a very lengthy period of rehab. And I'm told he is evaluating surgery and which surgeon to have the procedure with at this point. And that's the next step for Tyrese Haliburton is finding surgery sooner rather than later. We've seen Jason Tatum do it, Kevin Durant do it, really within a day or two from the point of injury. That could lead to quicker return or more healthy return when he is back on the floor, I should say. So that's the most recent update on Tyrese Haliburton. And over the course of his career, he's been discounted at every stop. He was discounted in the draft, traded away by the Sacramento Kings, lands in Indiana, and the run he's been on as a Pacer. This is, to me, is one of the most thrilling runs we've seen from a player or team in a while, maybe in playoff, throughout the entire playoffs. And what do you go, 4 on clutch shots?
Yeah. He's our
throughout
guy.
the postseason. So he had a
12,
really a
11,
tremendous
12.
postseason.
Okay, you said a lot there. You did not confirm whether or not he would have had 60 last night. There's a chance still out there on that. You confirmed, I believe, what our suspicions were after the video of the reverb. I mean, we saw it with Aaron Rodgers on the court. We've seen it time before whenever it comes to sports. The Achilles, such a nightmare for athletes, and I assume others as well. But for athletes, it's a devastating blow. Feels like the ACL, they've been able to figure out a little bit better, maybe what the recovery, the rehab is. The Achilles still 10 to 12 months. I think if we were to ask Aaron, he thought he was going to be able to return a little bit earlier. He probably thinks he didn't feel right until a long time down the road. You're saying he's contemplating surgery right now? He would probably...
No, Tyrese Haliburton will undergo surgery, deciding now what best surgeon there is. We've seen Jason Tatum and Kevin Durant go to Dr. O'Malley in New York City for their procedures. Kevin Durant went about 36, 48 hours after his Achilles tear in 2019 at the finals when he had it. I think it was in Game 5. And then, obviously, as we know, Jason Tatum injured it against the Knicks, and he ended up really like 12 to 16 hours post-injury. He ended up having surgery. So his was quick. Obviously, it helped. He was in New York City. So Tyrese Haliburton's going through the similar process now to figure out exactly who's going to perform this surgery. But I mean, it's gut-wrenching for the Pacers because they had put everything on the season and the next few years. They were going to be a tax-paying team, bring back Miles Turner and they're still planning to bring back Miles Turner. But the goal now for the Pacers, we'll see just how they could shift, if at all, or do you give this team another runway to see how competitive they are in the Eastern Conference?
Hey, we love you, Tyrese. Good luck, buddy.
Love you, Tyrese.
We appreciate you, Tyrese. Thank you for everything. And to this Pacers team, thank you for the incredible run that it has been. Godspeed on recovery, Tyrese. He knows that is a long process. He's a professional athlete. He understands what could come with it. But if you know Tyrese, I would recommend sending some messages throughout this process, any good little memes you see.
Yep. Sure.
Send them on over. Not
WWE news.
WWE info. Send them over to him, keep the spirits high because that's a big part of it, brother, especially with how isolated you could feel because you're away from your team. Hopefully he's able to find, everything in the doctor that he's looking for his surgery, and hopefully he's back sooner than ever. I tweeted that I'm sick. It was like, I think that is kind of how I felt. I've never felt that way before either.
Yeah.
But to your point, I've never actually experienced that. There was a West Virginia run where I think Deshaun Butler got hurt.
Yeah.
I think Deshaun had like an Achilles or an ACL or something, and Huggins goes out on the court, and it was like that West Virginia team had a chance. Certainly felt it there, experienced it there. It was like that one with the way he reacted too. It was like he knew. I was so bummed out for him.
And he was saying no.
Imagine his whole life. Game 7, NBA Finals.
3 or 4 from 3 to start.
We're about to drop 60 maybe tonight here, and instead, there's other plans, and your Achilles is gone. So I was bummed out for him as well.
It was the first time, I had a sick feeling in my stomach.
Well, also, the worst part of it was, at least for me personally, games 1 to 5, it felt like that was a reality. Hey, this might happen, this might happen, this might happen. Game 6, they play so well, he's rested in the fourth quarter. Like, going into Game 7 last night, it was the first game where I wasn't thinking about, hey, he might tear his Achilles, just because it feels as though all the other games, that was kind of the thought.
Yeah, like he was going to be able to finish the game.
Yeah.
It was because there was a lot of confidence from the reporters about like game time decision convo, and then he's going to play. And in our eyes, it was like he looked pretty hurt coming off of some of those things.
Yeah.
Like whenever he shot a 3, I forget who it was against. It might have been the finals against Oklahoma. Had to have been, I guess. Shoots a 3 from the corner. He gets the rebound. He gets knocked. Awkward landing, and then he's down. Then he's limping pretty good after that. And it was like, that looks like a real injury there. Because a lot of these basketball guys roll their ankles and just keep rolling. Like, I don't know how. I roll my ankle and I'm fucking the thing blows up to the size of a balloon. It's weak. I'm in pain. Yeah. These guys fucking roll their ankles and then they go to the back. I assume they get some Toradol or something. I don't know what else they get. And then they're jogging back. I'm like, I just saw your shit sideways. I have no idea how you do it. So it's not a knock against that. I don't think it's a toughness thing. But the way he was like limping, it was like, that doesn't look good at all. And then he said it was a calf strain and it was an ankle. It was like, well, there's one thing in between those two. Like there's a lot of, it was just, I didn't think he was healthy. So whenever he does come out and have 14 and rest the entire thing, it's like, okay, he's good to go.
He's good, yeah.
And then game 7, you're right. There was not even a single thought.
Yeah, like it wasn't.
It was like, we're going to get best on best here tonight.
Yeah, bingo.
And then it started that way, making shots on both sides. Bang, bang, bang. We're about to have a shootout in the NBA Finals, game 7 almost. And then that's it.
He heard it the same way he heard it the other night. Like it was the same exact fall as the game 5.
Yeah.